Currently, people have been having a problem with they are not outside enough. They're inside too much. Um, Whether it be on Facebook or Twitter or maybe even MySpace, they're not outside enough, and it's creating some problems actually. In 2005, Richard Louv coined the term nature deficit disorder, which, um, in short, it says that people who don't spend time outside and that it's becoming a trend, they're suffering from a wide range of behavioral problems. And even in the 1800s, man Henry David Thoreau, who was an author and naturalist and a philosopher, he believed that nature had a power that it can really help you mentally and sometimes physically. He called it the natural high, and that it had three components. It had the stress reduction, meaningful and purpose, heightened awareness, and physical activity. And one of the ways that I keep in touch with nature is by building a fire, and I find it very important. Most people, they say a fire, they think, it just keeps you warm, or people gather around it. But to me, in my opinion, building and maintaining a fire is the best way to make you feel more confident and resourceful. And with it comes great deal of sense activity, whether it be warmth, smell, and sound. Not really touch, that'd be bad. But I usually start off by checking to see what the night's like, if it's the weather, like the degrees outside. Usually if it's like 60 to 30, I'll have a fire. I really like it when there's stars out and when there's not wind, because the wind kind of is problematic. But I'll spend a full afternoon maybe getting all the stuff ready, getting the kindling, which is used to like start the fire up easier. So I'll rake the yard to get all these leaves, and it's like everywhere, but it's really easy to get rid of the leaves because you just throw it on the fire, and then it makes a nice heat momentarily. And other things I use is paper, newspaper, or old tests and quizzes, which is kind of a nice payback. And what I used today actually was lint from the dryer. But anyways, so you get the kindling together, and you get some sticks, which I have, and you don't want it to bend. I actually go out into the woods behind my house with an axe I have, and I'll not cut down trees, but just the limbs that are really dead. And I listen for like a snap, which shows that there's no moisture in it. It's dead, and that's good to go. And then I'll also use old wood that's in the garage, mainly firewood, but just something that's dusty and whatnot. So anyways, I've said that a lot. To start the fire, I could use a match, but I like to use, try and be as primitive as I can. I use this flint and steel, which makes a nice spark. And so once I get that going, and the kindling catches on fire, I put more kindling on it, so I get more leaves. And I put that on, and then I put more leaves, and I put that on until it's like a mini fire. And then when I have that going, then I put on, other sticks and other wood, and I try and get that on fire. And then to the point where then I can put a big log on, and once I get that on fire, then it'll actually last, and I don't have to keep constantly doing that. But it's actually not too bad, because while I'm trying to keeping the fire maintained, it's basically all I do at that moment. It doesn't matter. I have to keep the fire going, so I won't. If I'm doing homework, I'll have to stop and do that. So, but what I find is when the fire's actually going, I'm just kind of enjoying nature. I'll look and listen for whatever sounds there are. There are some coyotes in the woods, so I'll listen for that. The stars are out, so I'll look at that. And the warmth of the fire just makes it feel great. And even when I say I'm going to do homework in front of the fire, it usually doesn't happen, because I just want to enjoy the fire, and I don't think about the homework as much, because I know it'll kind of bring me down. But so I just deal with the fire. So the whole point of this video isn't really to telling you exactly that I like fires. Is to really encourage you to find a unique way, your own unique way to connect to nature. And I do that by building fires. There's the conclusion to Henry David Thoreau's book Walden says, I went to the woods because I wished to live deliberately, to front only the essential facts of life, and see if I could not learn what it had to teach me, and not, when I came to die, discover that I had not lived. So, even in the 1800s, there's still existence of these distractions that were really not important, but they distracted you from the important things. And today we kind of have those by way of social networking. You know, how they can consume most of your time, and how they distract you from these basic pleasures of life.